So it's like there'd be nights where I go to bed with that Stanley blade. So it's another Sunday, so that means it's another question time on Instagram. So if you're new to this, follow me on Instagram and participate in the question time. It's every Sunday, and in I've got a highlight reel that shows you all the questions that I've asked, and also like the percentage. So if it's more yes, if it's more no. So participate in that if you want to have a go. What I done before was I picked two questions and then gave my answer to those questions. But what I'm gonna do this time, and what I want to do from now on, unless I have another idea, is take two questions and then give like a story around it. So I was really thinking about whether to. So in my head, I already had the two questions that I wanted to give a story around, and I was thinking, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? And I thought, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just go for it. So the first question is going to be, or the first story is going to be that, and then the second story will be that. So I was thinking, like, what orders? Like when I was first thinking about this, I was thinking to myself, what order should I? What order should I do them in? And I thought, you know what? Whenever somebody says, "Oh, I've got good news and bad news," you always want the bad news first so that you end on a high. So yeah, so I chose to do. Somebody's got a Budweiser sign in their house. Sorry, being nosy. So yeah. Anyway, let me just get straight into it. So, as you can see, the question is, I haven't edited the question in, so I don't exactly know what it says. So I know it's something to do with, do you have suicidal thoughts? So for me, this year has been a good year so far. We're in March. Are we still in March? Yeah, we're still in March. We're still part of the EU. But yeah, no, this year has been an a good year for me. It's like I'm making movements to everything that I want to achieve, blah blah blah. But anyway, that's for the next one. But the year, like last year, was an absolute mare. So in relation to the question, there was this one particular week where it was literally like life was just suffocating me, and it's like I was just running on autopilot. Do you ever? I don't even know how to explain it. It's like being in a box and there's like nothing. Like you see absolutely nothing, and it's just you're just numb to it all. And it's like every day is literally just another day that you have to face another struggle, another like disappointment because you're still part of this whole thing called life. And it even got to a stage where I bought a toolbox quite a while back, and obviously toolbox has tools in it. One of those tools is a Stanley blade. So it's like there'd be nights where I go to bed with that Stanley blade. And it sounds dumb. Well, it sounds dumb. It sounds dumb now, but I'd go to bed and it's like literally playing Russian roulette. It's like I'd go to bed and I'd just be numb to everything. And I'm just like, it got to a point where I just thought, "Do you know what? This, I've had enough. I've had enough." But clearly it wasn't that much. And it was really, it's like, there was just, do you know when, it's like, if it was just one bad event, then, it's, you kind of deal with it. But it's that compounding interest where it's like it's just one thing on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. And it just, it's like somebody's strangling you, but there's no one there. And it's like there'd be certain nights where I'd go to sleep and it's like the walls were just, it's like the room was just getting smaller. And I don't even know if this were hallucinations or whatever, but it's like I'd see shadows on the wall. It's like the end is coming for me. And it was mad. It's like a lot of time, whenever people go through things like this, it's like it's never, how do I explain it? It's like, especially with guys, I think, it's like we're not verbal about the things that we're going through. We're not expressive. We're not very emotive. So a lot of that stuff gets bottled up and sucked in. So, side note, side note. It's like I wanted to go into a bit more detail about it all, but I'll save that for another time. That could be like part two or something. But yeah, it's man, what a time to be alive, eh? Boy. Um, but anyway, this is already 7 minutes long. Wow. Anyway, number two. So let me just recap. Recap. So I remember it was, I think, the day before New Year's Day. It's like the night before that I hadn't slept at all. So I was literally running off sleep from like 2 days before. And I was in bed. I couldn't sleep whatsoever. I was just on Instagram at like 5 in the morning, just bored. And I was thinking this was, so obviously, like, this was just before the year ended. And I was like to myself, something needs to change. Something really needs to, like, we need to do something in order to make this better, because the year that I've just come from, I'm not trying to do that again. I'm really trying to upgrade. So on the 1st of January, I was like to myself, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, I want to achieve this. And I've really been pushing towards that, really been like planning, writing stuff down, like making movements. And like knowing that you're working towards something is such a like a fulfillment, especially when you know that it's something you really want to do and you're like, yes, yes. Sorry, got a bit intense there. But yeah, and it's like you working towards your goal, you working towards whatever you want, ultimately will result in you having the life you want. And then I often think about, what kind of life do I want to give my kids? What kind of life, I don't have any. What kind of life do I want to give my partner? What kind of life do I want to give like my family? And then like the final question is, what kind of life do I want to give myself? And it's mad because like working towards that, yes, it gets hard. There's times I'm just like, shoot me now, but just keep going. It will work out. Ooh, this was related to one of my Instagram posts again. Trying to plug that in nicely. Instagram. But yeah, so it's like this year so far, and I feel whenever you're working towards something, it's like time just goes whoosh. Like this year is just flying by. Yeah, so that's my two little. It's like I'll do longer, but then do you know recording content it's the easy part because if you start again, you start again. But editing is a completely different. My lips dry. I don't know. Are they dry? Yeah. So it's a completely different ball game. So like a 10-minute video or whatever could literally take you hours to edit. So I don't even know what time it is. It's like sorry. But yeah, so I've got hella stuff to do today to get ready for work tomorrow. So yeah, I've got hella stuff to do. So I'm going to cut this video here, and then try to edit as I'm doing the stuff that I need to do. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure having you. I hope that it's been a pleasure having had, if that's a thing. Um, I've been pleasured by. Yeah, we're just gonna peace. Oh, yeah, no.